Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome back to the session on Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram. We're trying to understand the word for word meaning of each and every shloka, each and every name in this stotram, so that we can relish it better, we can focus better, we can meditate on Sriman Narayana with attention and get Sriman Narayana Anugraham. So last week we had a session by Gauri on the great effort that he has been doing in the hospitals, chanting Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram. So inspired by that, there is one lady in the group who attends this call. Her name is Lakshmi. So she went to the hospital, Evergreen Hospital, and she chanted some stotrams. So, there is a chapel room where you can go and chant some stotrams. To become a volunteer, that's a little big process. It takes about 2 to 3 months. They have to do your background verification and vaccination, all those things. But if somebody wants to go to the chapel room and just chant some mantras and stotrams, they can do that. So, Lakshmi, are you there on the call now? I don't see her.
Do we have a link or something to join that volunteer, chapel volunteer?
No, there is no group as of now, but we're going to create something. Yeah. Right now we have only one volunteer who has been going every Saturday and doing that. Yes, we need more volunteers and more people to come forward, take part in that. Yeah, we'll try to do that. And I sent a message in the group saying that those who are attending online, they should attend in person at least once a month. I don't know, people got scared of it. So today I see few people, they don't show up here. But see, my intention is to encourage all of you to get some experience in the temple. When you are sitting at home, you can get some information through this Zoom call, but you don't get an experience. Taking Swami Varu Darshanam here, see, look at this, how beautiful the Lord is. And getting the transcendental vibration of the mantras that the Pujari recites here. And there are so many things, right? In this experience, you can get many things. So I highly encourage everyone to try to come as many times as possible, as and when possible. If not once a month, at least once in 3 months. You just show up here sometimes. Or you turn on the video, something you do. Like Dhanareka, I really appreciate she's turning on her video. Like that, you do something. Sarita, very good. Yeah. See, when we come to the temple, do we see the Lord or does the Lord see us?
Lord sees both ways.
No, it's only one way.
Lord sees us. Lord sees us.
Huh? Lord sees us. Huh? Lord sees us. We come to see Him. Okay. Yeah. The correct thing is the Lord sees us. Yeah. We don't have the ability to see Him. So the Archa Vigraha Murti is non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sriman Narayana, Vishnu or Krishna. But we don't have the ability to see that. We don't have that Divya Chakshu. We don't have that eye to see Him. But He can see us. So those who are turning on videos, now you will get the blessings of Sriman Narayana. See, He's seeing you. He's seeing Dhanareka, Sarita. How blessed you are. Yes. Okay. So last week, what did we discuss? And before that, I want to tell another thing that just like how there is an effort of chanting Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram in the hospitals, which is the place where all kinds of problems are there, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. The laboratory for that is the hospital. Okay? When Krishna says Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, that's a theory, right? What you learn in the classroom. But where do you see that practically? Where is the laboratory for that? The laboratory is the hospital, where you will see all kinds of problems. The patient who is suffering from the disease is suffering, and the family members who are seeing the patient, they are also suffering. So this Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, you can see literally in the hospital. So chanting Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram in the hospital is a great effort. In addition to that, what we have started is, if somebody wants to have Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram recited at home, okay, let's say you are doing some puja, or there is somebody's birthday, somebody's marriage anniversary, or some occasion at home, or there should not be any occasion also. If you just feel like inviting some positive vibes into your home, we are willing to come and chant Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram at your homes. If you are able to chant, you can also chant with us. So that way, we can continue this tradition of Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam for the next generations to come on. Because what I have noticed is, of late, people are forgetting about Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. They don't even know. When we are chanting like this, there are many people who come and go, right? They don't even know what we are chanting. So it is important to know some mantras, some shlokas, some stotrams. You don't have to learn many things. Just one stotram. Okay? So that you can relish that, you can chant repeatedly, and whatever you do repeatedly, that gets ingrained in your brain cells, and that's what you will remember forever, in this lifetime, and then in the next life, and many lifetimes to come on. Okay? So I highly encourage everybody to take this very seriously, and whoever wants to do this at home, it doesn't have to be Saturday, any day of the week. Okay? So that effort is in addition to this class. Okay? But if you want to host this class at your home also, that is also an option. So there are multiple things that we can do. Okay? So with that said, we'll start today's class. So what did we discuss last week?
We missed one sloka and move the next one.
We skipped one shloka, right? We skipped the 5th shloka. But we discussed the 6th shloka. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Om Namo Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Yes. Automatically Shri Vaishampayana Uvacha comes, right? So, and those of you who are sitting here, if you want to join this discussion here, please come. No, don't show your feet to the Lord. Okay? So, SS Smarana Matrena. What was the theme of the discussion last week? Remembering God. Yes, Bhagavad Smarana. This is the one goal or the essence of all the Vedas. What is the essence of all the Vedas? Which scripture is the essence of all the Vedas? Which book or scripture is the essence of all the Vedas? Dhanareka, what is the essence of all the Vedas?
I couldn't attend last class, Prabhuji.
I'm just asking in general. We have 4 Vedas, so many Puranas, so many Itihasas.
Gita is the summary of
Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji.
Bhagavad Gita, yes. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Vedas. Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dogda Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamritam Mahat. All the Vedas are compared to cows. Sarva Upanishad Gavo. All the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, they are all compared to different cows. And who is the cowherd boy? Who is the Gopala? Krishna, Gopala Krishna. Gopala Krishna is the cowherd boy. He is the one who milks all these cows, puts them in a container, in a bowl, and mixes them, condenses them, and gives us the essence of it. Now, with our effort, we cannot read all the Vedas. We cannot go and milk all these cows. So this Gopala Krishna is doing that job for us. He is going and milking all these cows called Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, Upanishads, and giving that nectarian milk to all of us in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So if Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Vedas, what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? What is the summary or essential point of Bhagavad Gita? What is the concluding message of Bhagavad Gita?
Sarva Dharmān Parityajanti and
Okay, Sarva Dharmān Parityaja, surrender, Sharanagati.
surrender.
But there is one more important instruction or concluding message of Bhagavad Gita. What is that?
Devotional service and karma.
Devotional service, yes. What else?
Manmana bhava madbhakto.
Manmana bhava madbhakto. Always remember Krishna. That is the essence of Gita. Always remember Krishna. Krishna repeats that shloka, Manmana bhava madbhakto, twice in Bhagavad Gita. First in 9th chapter and then in 18th chapter. So more than Sharanagati, more than surrender, remembrance of God is given higher importance. So Smarana, that is what we discussed last week. Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchyate Namastasmai Vishnave Prabhavishnave. So even if one remembers Bhagavan for a fraction of a second, they can get liberated from this cycle of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. They can get relief from all problems in material life. And they can go to spiritual world where they can have eternal bliss. In the material world, we have some temporary happiness. But in the spiritual world, we'll have eternal bliss. Shashvatananda. So everybody is looking for the Shashvatananda, but we are looking for that in a wrong place. The right place to find Shashvatananda is Adhyatmika Loka, spiritual world. Vaikunta, Goloka Vrindavana, Ayodhya Loka, like that. Okay? So today we'll start our discussion with shloka number 5. But before that, I have an important shloka to share. So how are you all going to see? Online I am sharing, but in person people, how are you going to see? Join Zoom and you can follow that also. Yeah. So next week onwards, I'll put some monitor here so you all can see. Yeah. So when we are doing bhakti, that means a lot of things, right? Doing bhakti means a lot of things, different activities. Somebody is interested in Shravanam, hearing Harikatha. Somebody is interested in Kirtanam, reciting some shlokas, reciting stotrams, doing Parayanam like this. Somebody is interested in Smaranam, somebody is interested in Archanam, somebody is interested in different things. These are all different puja methods. But whenever we do this, whenever we do bhakti, any puja, any ritual, there is always a doubt. Oh, will this benefit me? Will this actually work for me? We have heard in many places from many people in the we have read in Puranas, Gita, Upanishads, Vedas, we have read this, that if you do this, there is some benefit. But will it actually help me? It might have helped someone else, but will it help me also? It helped somebody in Satya Yuga, somebody in Treta Yuga, somebody in Dwapara Yuga, or somebody in Kali Yuga 500 years ago, 1000 years ago. But will this work now? Will this medicine work now also? In today's age where AI and technology is dominating, will this work? or this is some outdated technology? This Vedic science is some outdated science, or will this work? The answer is yes. It is a timeless wisdom. Vedic wisdom is timeless wisdom. It is universal and timeless wisdom. It works at all times. It works for everybody. That's why it is timeless and universal. But it works based on the amount of faith you have. The amount of faith you have on the process. Whether it's a ritual, whether it's a Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Parayana, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or anything. Did somebody have the audio on?
I think mine maybe.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yeah, now it's better. Yeah. Okay, so this is a beautiful shloka here from Skanda Purana, also from Panchatantra. Mantre tirthe dvije deve daivagne beshaje gurau yadrishi bhavana yasya siddhir bhavati tadrishi. One's success is in accordance with the faith or attitude one has in the mantra, the holy place, tirtha, brahmana, deity, astrologer, medicine, and guru. So he can show that shloka to her.
I have a little fish. I can't open it.
Okay. Yeah. So what does the shloka say? Success in spiritual practice, rituals or healing depends entirely on the devotee's sincerity, inner faith, and mental attitude. Just like when you take a medicine, you have some sickness, some disease, and you go to a doctor. Do we doubt the doctor? No. Very rarely, we doubt the doctor, right? If the medicine does not work, then later on we doubt the doctor. Or maybe this doctor is not good. I should go see another doctor. But in the beginning, nobody doubts. The doctor says, take this medicine 3 times a day. We don't even ask anything. We don't ask any questions. We don't even know the name of the medicine. The prescription, we cannot even read it. We don't understand that writing. Only the pharmacist can understand. It's a dealing between pharmacist and the doctor. It's a business deal between them. So even though we don't understand the name, even though we don't understand the chemical composition of the tablet, we just take it. It's a small tablet, right? It's the size of the mustard seed. But it works because we have faith. We put our faith. In the beginning, we put our faith and take the medicine. If the doctor says 3 times a day, yes, you take 3 times a day. We don't ask any questions. Why 3 times? I can take 3 tablets at the same time. That will save my time. We don't come up with this logic and reasoning. We put our complete faith on the doctor and the medicine, and that faith actually does 90% of the job. Have you heard about the placebo effect? Kirtana? Placebo. Placebo. Placebo effect. Placebo effect is sometimes the doctors, they give some medicine which is actually a sugar pill, which is just a sugar pill. It's not medicine actually, because the doctor wants to treat the patient psychologically. When the patient thinks that he or she is taking some medicine, that faith cures them. So it's a psychological treatment more than the physical treatment. Sometimes the psychological treatment works. There was a funny story about this. There was an old lady who always thinks that she has some problem in the stomach, and then she goes to the doctor, and the doctor does some checkups, and he says, no, there's no problem at all. But this lady keeps on saying that no doctor, I have some problem. I know for sure. Can you kindly do some surgery? The doctor says there is no need. There's no problem. There's no need to give any medicine. No need to do any surgery. But this lady keeps on insisting that no, do something. Otherwise, I cannot tolerate it. Then the doctor takes her into the operation rooms, operation theater, and then he gives, it's not a full anesthesia, but he makes her unconscious, okay, by giving some, by showing her some scent, some kind of thing, using which, we can make a person become unconscious. It's not an anesthesia, but just temporary unconsciousness. So she becomes unconscious, and then after 1 or 2 hours, she wakes up, and then the doctor says, actually, you are right. There is some problem in your stomach, and we operated, and you're all good now. You can go home. And this patient is very happy. She went home, and then she never came back to the doctor. She's completely happy. So how did the doctor treat the patient? Psychologically. Okay? The doctor worked on her faith. So similarly, when we go to any holy place, for example, Tirupati, Bhadrachalam, Sri Shailam, Dwaraka, Vrindavan, Ayodhya, Madura, Kashi, Varanasi. So when we take darshan of the different deities in those kshetra sthalis, or when we do some ritual, some puja, so we often get this question, do we get benefit? Do we get benefit? Yes, we get benefit depending on the amount of faith that we have. Okay, let's repeat this shloka. Mantre tirthe dvije deve. Louder.
Mantre tirthe dvije deve.
Daivajne beshaje gurau.
Daivajne beshaje guru.
Yadrishi bhavana yasya.
Yadrishi bhavana yasya.
Siddhir bhavati tadrishi.
Siddhir bhavati tadrishi.
Yeah. So faith is the key point here. Okay. Even in science, faith is important. The scientists, they write some hypothesis. E equals to mc square. They write some hypothesis. And then they come up with a process to experiment and prove one way or the other. If E equals to mc square, or if E not equals to mc square. One of the possibilities, right? So they go through that experiment, some process, and then finally there is a conclusion. So there is a hypothesis, process, and conclusion. During the initial stage, when they are writing hypothesis, how do they come up with the hypothesis? Based on speculation. They see something, and based on that they speculate something else and write hypothesis. While writing that hypothesis, will the scientist not have faith? He will work with faith only. In the initial stage, he has faith. It starts with faith only, nothing else. But later on, there is a process to prove that, okay? Where they can see the results, they can measure, they can convert that experiment and the result into a mathematical equation. Because for science, anything that has to be believed, it has to be measured, it has to be quantified, it has to be converted into a mathematical equation. Anything. If these three things are not possible, then they don't accept it. For example, mind. Scientists don't acknowledge the presence of mind. They only acknowledge the presence of brain. Because brain they can see physically. They can write a mathematical equation for the brain. They can measure the quantity, the size, and how many number of cells. They can do all of that. But mind, they cannot see, they cannot measure. There's no mathematical equation for the mind. So, but again, it starts with faith. Even in science, everything starts with faith. In our life also, in every walk of our life, everything works based on faith. The child, the mother tells the child to do something. Will the child question? When the child asks questions, they ask many questions. But if you ask the child, come and eat your lunch, will the child ask a question, why? Why should I eat lunch? Why can't I eat grass? They don't ask questions like this. Mother is telling, Mother knows what is best for me, so I'll just accept it. That is Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana. There are three pramanas, three methods of learning any knowledge. Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana Pramana, Shabda Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana is you see something and you learn. You hear something, you learn. Anumana Pramana is speculation. You think maybe God has form, God doesn't have a form. God is Nirakar, Nirguna, or God is Sachidananda Swarupa, He has a beautiful form. So like that you speculate and you come up with something. These two methods are dangerous. The Pratyaksha and Anumana are dangerous. Because what we see is not true. Because our senses have limitations. What we hear is not true. The senses have limitations. When you talk to a person, that person may be telling you something, but his intention may be different. So what you hear is not true. What you see is not what you get. In computer technology, there is something called WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. But in real life, that is not like that. What you see is not what you get. What you see is different from what you get. What you see is different from the reality. What you hear is different from the reality. But Shabda Pramana, the Acharya Vachanam, Acharya, the words of an Acharya, Guru, the words that are in the Vedas, Shastra, Purana, Itihasa, this is 100% true. So we should have 100% faith when we are reading the scripture like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and when we are chanting some stotram, Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram like that, we should have complete faith that this will work. As prescribed, it will work. In the Falashruti, the last section of Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram, there are so many benefits given. Like it will cure all diseases, it will remove the fears. If somebody has bad dreams, it will punyo dusapna nashanaha, rogat muchate baddho mucheta bandhanat, bayan mucheta bitastu mucheta apanna apadaha. And there are benefits for Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahmana, Shudra. There are different kinds of benefits for different kinds of people. And it works. If you have complete faith and chant this stotram, it will work. Okay. So I told this in the previous classes also. Get a water bottle when you are chanting Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. Open the lid. Let the transcendental vibration of Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram enter into each and every cell, atom of the water, and then you drink it. You drink, you give it to the family. Everybody will benefit. Okay. Okay, so with that, now last week we discussed about that Vishnu Sloka and Shiva Sloka, right? Same Sloka, how it is getting interpreted as Vishnu Sloka and Shiva Sloka, both. You can catch up with all these things in the recording, okay? There's a YouTube recording. So I have some picture here on the screen, on the Zoom screen. This is a deity of Maraprabhu. Remember 2-3 classes before, when we were sitting in that room, the other room, we discussed about Maraprabhu. One devotee, he was not able to, he did not understand properly. When he was walking on a street, suddenly he heard Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam from one house. And there, the particular line that was coming at that time was, what is that line? Yeah, but that line, full line. Aprameyo Hrishikesho Padmanabho Maraprabhu. Very good. Big round of applause to Kirtana. Yeah, that's also good. So Aprameyo Hrishikesho Padmanabho Maraprabhu. It's actually Amaraprabhu. But this person, he's not well versed in Shastra, he's not well versed in Sanskrit. He understands that name as Maraprabhu. Instead of Amaraprabhu, he takes it as Maraprabhu. In Tamil and Malayalam, Maraprabhu, Mara means tree. So he thinks that Maraprabhu means the Lord of the trees. And he goes to a tree in the village and he circumambulates. He does a pradakshina around the tree. He keeps on chanting this mantra. Maraprabhu, Maraprabhu, Om Maraprabhave Namaha, Om Maraprabhave Namaha, something like that. So when one Brahmana, one day he sees this man going around the tree and chanting this name, Maraprabhu, Maraprabhu. And then this Brahmana corrects him, saying that it's not Maraprabhu, it is Amaraprabhu. And that night, Sriman Narayana comes in the dream of this Brahmana, and Sriman Narayana tells the Brahmana that whatever my devotee, that illiterate person, he was chanting, that is correct. Okay, you tried to correct him, that is wrong. Okay, your effort of trying to correct him is wrong. But whatever he was chanting is correct. Because I am both Maraprabhu and Amaraprabhu. Amaraprabhu means the Lord of the immortals, the Lord of people who are in Svargaloka. And Maraprabhu means we are all Martya. He's the Lord of people who are subject to death also. And he is the Lord of people who are not subject to death. So both Maraprabhu and Amaraprabhu. So then there is so in the name of that devotee and in the name of what Sriman Narayana told this Brahmana, they constructed a temple and the deity is that Maraprabhu. Okay. Just like how we have Jagannath, Srinathji, all of these deities. So this is a Maraprabhu deity, the Lord of the trees. So it's in a tree form.
So they name it like that or just in the temple?
Okay, so now today, Shloka number 5. Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram, Prardhana Shlokam, Shloka number 5. Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadhaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave. I bow down before Vishnu, who is pure, who is not affected, who is permanent, who is the ultimate truth, and he who wins all over the mortals in this world. Just now we discussed Mara, means mortal. So that word is here, mortal. So let's recite this shloka a couple of times until we get comfortable with the recitation and then some discussion. Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane.
Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane.
Yeah. Now you repeat after me, one line at a time. Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane.
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 Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
Sadaikarupa
Rūpāya Vishnave
Sarvajishnave.
Sarvajishnave.
Anyone would like to recite?
Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
Yeah. Someone else? Kirtana, go ahead.
Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane.
Keep the mic closer.
Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
Shamla? Mic closer.
Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
Someone with her? No? Not today. Okay. Don't worry. In the next 2-3 weeks, you'll become comfortable. Okay. Online, Sarita.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave.
నేను కూడా చదువుతానండి.
చదవండి.
అవికారాయ శుద్ధాయ నిత్యాయ పరమాత్మనే సదైక రూప రూపాయ విష్ణవే సర్వజిష్ణవే.
ధనరేఖ.
अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे.
Anyone else? Chandrakala. Okay. Okay. So, చదవండి.
अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे.
Okay. Good. So here, this is a Prarthana Shloka for Vishnu. What is the Shloka before this? Shloka number 4. Shloka number 3 and 4. They are also Prarthana Shlokas for Vishnu. Vyasam Vasishta Rupaya Vyasaya Vishnu. No. Avtaram Shakte Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim. That is for Vyasadeva. Then Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Yeah, these two are for the Vyasadeva actually, not Vishnu. These two are Prarthana Shlokas for Vyasadeva. So we started with Prarthana Shloka for Vishvaksena, the remover of obstacles, the Vigna Vinashaka Karta, and then second Shloka. Sorry. First we started with Vishnu, invocation prayer for Vishnu. Shuklam Baradaram. Then Yasyad Virada Vaktradya, Prarthana Shloka for Vishvaksena. 3 and 4 are the Prarthana Shlokas for Vyasadeva. Now, this Shloka, the 5th Shloka is for Vishnu again. The 1st Shloka and 5th Shloka are the Prarthana Shlokas for Vishnu. Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadheka Rupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave. So what is the meaning of this? Avikārāya, to the one who is without change. Vikāra means change. Vikāra means change. Avikāra means no change. So this Vikāra is a change, but it's not a good change. అందుకే తెలుగులో అంటారు కదా, కడుపులో వికారంగా ఉంది అని అంటారు కదా. సో వికార, హైదరాబాద్ దగ్గర వికారాబాద్ కూడా ఉంది. So that's not a good change actually. That Vikara is not a good change. So this Sriman Narayana is that personality who doesn't have that bad change. What are those bad changes? We'll discuss in a bit. Okay. Next, Śuddhāya, pure. This is very easy to understand. Śuddhāya, pure. Undefined one, pure. Nityāya, eternal. Nityam means eternal. Okay. Nityāya, eternal. Paramatmane, super soul. Sadeka, one in true existence. Or in simple words, Parama Satyam, absolute truth. Sadeka. Sadeka, Parama Satyam or absolute truth. Rupa Rupaya, who has form and yet is beyond the form. Rupa Arupaya. Rupa means form, like what we see here. Okay? And Arupa means he doesn't have a form like all of us. He doesn't have a form like people in the material world. His form is special. His form is Satchidananda Rupam. When Bhagavan appears in the material world, he appears in his spiritual body. Whereas we appear in a material body. The material body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Pancha Mahabhuta, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Which will come to an end sometime. But Bhagavan's Rupam is Satchidananda Swarupam. In spiritual world, and also when he comes into the material world also, he comes in the same body. For example, when Krishna came as Dwaraka Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. Not Dwaraka Krishna, Dwapara Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. And when Krishna came as Rama in Treta Yuga, or when Bhagavan appeared as Narasimha Swami in Satya Yuga, Varaha Swami in Satya Yuga, then he appears in his transcendental form, Satchidananda Rupam. He doesn't have a body like all of us. It's not made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Okay? That is the meaning of the second word, Arupa. Rupa, Arupaya. Sadaika Rupa, Rupaya. So there you have to understand it like the Sanskrit Sandhi, Rupa, Arupa. It's not Rupa, Rupa. Rupa, Arupa. Arupa means it's a negation. In Sanskrit, whenever you add this prefix a, it's a negation. Rupa means having that form, having a form that we see, right? Yes, he has this beautiful form, Satchidananda Rupam, with Kasturi Tilaka on his Lalata Fatala, Nasagre Nava Moktikam, Karatale Venum, Kare Kankanam, Kantecha Muktavali. So this is his actual form. Arupa means he doesn't have a form like that of material body. Okay? In Gajendra Stuti also, Gajendra says,
Arupayo Rurupaya Nama Aśarya Karmane.
Arupayo Rurupaya Nama Aśarya Karmane. Yeah. One who has form yet is beyond the form. Okay? Who appears as many forms while being one. Same thing, Gajendra also tells the same thing, right? He appears in many avatars, that is Arupaya. Okay? Rupam means there's only one, right? But Arupa, it has multiple meanings. One meaning of Arupa is he doesn't have Rupam just like us. He doesn't have a material Rupam. Bhautika Rupam. Okay? Prapanchika Rupam or Bhautika Rupam. He doesn't have a Rupam like that. His Rupam is Satchidananda Swarupam. That is one meaning. Another meaning is Arupa means like Ananta. What is the meaning of the word Ananta? Infinite. Many. Infinite. Anta means end. Ananta means no end. Similarly, Rupa means one Rupam. Arupa, many Rupams, many forms. That is what the line says, if you are able to see on the screen. Okay, on your Zoom screen. Sadeka Rupa Rupaya. But even though he appears in multiple forms like this, but he is one. The Tattvam is one. He is absolute truth. The Tattvam is one and only one. That is Sadaika. The previous word, Sadaika, refers to this. Even though Bhagavan has many forms, some people worship him as Narayana, some people worship him as Krishna, some people worship him as Ramachandra, some people worship him as Narasimha. Different people worship him in different forms. But he is one and only one absolute truth. Sadeka. Always only one tattva. Bhagavat tattva. Next word is Vishwave. No, Vishnave. Vishnave. To Vishnu. Vishnave, the Sanskrit, that Vibhakti. Sarita, which Vibhakti is this? Vishnave.
Vishnave.
Chaturthi Vibhakti.
Yeah.
Yeah. If a word is ending in Akara, like Krishna, it becomes Krishnaya. But if a word is ending in Ukara, Vishnu, then the Chaturthi Vibhakti becomes Vishnave. Vishnave. To Vishnu, onto Vishnu. Sarva Jishnave, to the one who is victorious over all. Sarva Jishnave. Sarva means all. Jishnave. Jishnave comes from the root word Jita. Jita means to conquer, to win over, to gain victory. Okay? Jishnave, one who is victorious over all. So what does this mean? One who is victorious over all means he is victorious in the 3 planetary systems. Higher, middle and lower. He is victorious all over. And he is that is in Aishwarya Bhava. Okay? When Bhagavan comes as Krishna Avatara or Rama Avatara, Narasimha Avatara, we have seen how all these different avatars killing so many demons and always gaining victory. Was there any incident where Bhagavan was defeated? Was there any incident where Bhagavan was defeated and a demon gained the victory? No, not possible. There was no incident. You can read all the Vedas. You go home and read all the Vedas. But yes, that same Bhagavan in Aishwarya Bhava, who is not defeated by anyone, Vishnave Sarva Jishnave, he becomes defeated in Vrindavan. He becomes defeated in Vrindavan in Madhurya Bhava, with Madhurya Prema. By Vrajavasis, he becomes defeated. If the gopis ask him to dance, he will dance. Sometimes you will see some parents or some elderly grandparents, they ask the little child to sing some song. The child is learning some Carnatic music. The grandparents will say, can you sing one song? But the child will say, no, not now. I am not in a mood to sing now. Then the grandparent will say, now I'll give you some gift. I'll give you a candy or some gift. Sing that for me. And then the child will sing. So now who is doing this to who here? An elderly person, grandparent, is making the child do this. But in Vrindavan, this is what the gopis do to Krishna. They make him dance. For what? For what?
Butter.
Buttermilk. Just 1 cup of buttermilk. The gopis tell Krishna, oh Krishna, if you dance, we'll give you buttermilk. Krishna likes all milk products. He likes milk, butter, ghee, buttermilk, everything. Because milk is the best nutritious food of all. It fine-tunes the brain tissues. Okay, if you want to understand scientifically how and why milk is the best nutritious food, it fine-tunes the brain tissues. Okay, if you take good milk, pure cow milk, that's available here in Bellevue Temple, Samamish Temple, everywhere. Not everywhere, 2 temples. Okay, we have some Goshala and we get some pure cow milk. You can take milk from here. So that same Lord who is all victorious, he gets defeated in the hands of pure devotees. Yashodamma was able to bind him. She was able to bind him around the grinding mortar, Ulukala, that is in Damodar Leela. And gopis made him dance. And Gopa boys, they used to tease Krishna. They used to make fun of Krishna. So Krishna gets defeated. This is called Bhakta Vashyata. He becomes under the control of the devotees. But that's also a victory. That's also victory for Krishna only. It's not the victory for devotees, it's the victory for Krishna. Even though he is defeated in the hands of gopis, but it is still victory for him. And that is a special type of victory. Because whenever there is a word used victory, there has to be a war, right? There has to be a war. But in Vrindavan, Krishna gains this victory without any war. Because he conquers the hearts of the devotees with love and affection. He conquers the heart of the devotees with love and affection without any war. This is called, there is a specific name for this. What is that name, Sarita?
Which name?
The question is Krishna gaining victory in Vrindavan without any war. What is that called? Okay, now let's try to come up with a word for the normal victory. Let's say somebody goes to a war and gains victory. What is the word for that? What is the word for that victory?
Vijayam Prabhu.
Vijayam. Kranti said the correct word. Vijayam. Vijayam. Vishesha Rupena Jayam. Or Jayanti and Vijayanti. The correct Sanskrit word is Vaijayanti. That's why Krishna wears Vaijayanti Mala. Krishna wears Vaijayanti garland, indicating victory over the devotees with his love and affection. Krishna conquers, Krishna wins the hearts of devotees with his love and devotion. This is a special type of victory. Vishnave Prabha Jishnave. Is that the word here? Vishnave Sarva Jishnave. Vishnave Sarva Jishnave. Okay, so is this clear to everybody? Now let's try to understand the meaning of the first word. What is the first word? Avikārāya, right? Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadaikarupa Rūpāya Vishnave Sarva Jishnave. See, when you understand the meaning of each and every word, now how easy it becomes to recite the shloka, or when you are reciting the shloka also, the meaning of all these words, they come into your brain and you relish it. You want to recite more and more. You feel connected to Bhagavan. So these are the benefits of coming to this class. Now let's try to understand the first word, Vikārāya or Avikārāya. So what are the Vikaras? Vikara is a change that is not a good change. Okay, it's a bad thing. Kadupulo Vikaram ante, it's a problem, right? So basically Vikara indicates a problem. So what are those problems? Everybody, every jiva, when they are in the material world, they go through 6 types of Vikaras. 6 types of Vikara. What are those? Birth, growth, sustenance, byproducts, dwindling, death. Jayati, Vardhati, Asti, Viparinante, Apakshiyate, Vinashyate. These are the 6 changes. Birth, the body comes into existence. Okay? At the time of delivery, a Jivatma takes a body and the body comes into existence. Growth, the body grows in size. Actually, the body comes into existence even before delivery, right? As soon as the child is conceived, that is when the body comes into existence. And then the body grows within the womb for 9 months. And then after the delivery also, the body keeps on growing. From birth to childhood to adulthood to old age and finally to death. There is a famous picture in ISKCON. It's not here in this room, but you might have seen that in some temples or online in Bhagavad Gita also it is there. This picture is there where you will see. Okay, let me try to find that picture because the picture is worth of 1,000 words. Yes. this is the picture here. That shows these bodily changes, the Avikāra. Starting from birth, a small baby, infant, and then all the way to all these changes. Finally, you will see a skeleton, which is the death. That's the end of the existence of the body. These are the 6 kinds of changes. Okay? So what are those changes? Somebody online can read this. Dhanareka, can you read this?
Birth, growth, sustenance, byproducts, dwindling, and death.
These are the 6 changes. These 6 changes are considered inherent to all material bodies. While the body passes through these stages, the soul, Atma, remains unaffected and it is eternal and does not undergo any changes. The Atma is pure. Atma is Parishuddhatma, always. Even the Atma that is in the material body, in a conditioned state, still it is pure. But we don't realize the purity of that Atma because we are conditioned. We are conditioned with the covering of the body. And the body goes through these changes, these 6 changes. And after death, the Atma takes another body. That's the soul transmigrates into another body at the time of death. And again it will go through the 6 changes. So this Vikāra is a constant thing. As long as we are in the material world, this Vikāra must keep on going. But after practicing bhakti for many, many years and after achieving perfection, after going back to spiritual world, we will not go through these changes. So then we will attain a spiritual body. We will have a body there also. In spiritual world also, we will have a body. But it is spiritual body. That will not go through these changes. There is no Vikāra there. Okay? So this is the difference between the Atma in the spiritual world and Atma in the material world. Atma in the material world, the body undergoes these 6 changes. But Bhagavan's body, even though he comes into the material world, he does not go through these changes. Okay? Now here, a very interesting thing I have to tell. On one side, we are saying that Bhagavan's body is Sachidananda Swarupam, even though he appears in material world, which does not go through these changes, like growth from small boy to youthhood, adulthood, and finally death. And we are saying that Bhagavan's body does not go through these changes. But we have seen in Dwapara Yuga, Krishna was born in the present house in Mathura as an infant baby, and then Yashodamma started raising Yashodamma, Nanda Maharaj started raising this Balagopala, and Balagopala from Balya Dasha he grew up to Kaumara, Yavana, all these stages. The body went through changes. Now how do we understand this? Here we are saying Avikāra, there are no changes for the body of Bhagavan. But in Dwapara Yuga we have seen he grows from a small boy, infant, newborn baby to an adult. Huh?
He does not change, but the form can change.
Very good. That's the right answer. But where did you hear that? Did you just guess it or?
I just guessed it. Even in the Rama is also Vishnu. He also grew from small to king, like Rama.
Yeah.
You just told before, like he can have many forms.
No, those are different avataras, like Rama Avatara, Krishna Avatara, Narsimha, Matsya Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, like that. But if it is within the same avatara, Krishna Avatara, we have seen Krishna was born and then he grew up to a little boy, a toddler, and then he grew up to an adult, a teenager, adult, like that, right? So how is this possible? When we are saying Bhagavan's body does not go through changes, but we have read from the Bhagavatam that he grew up.
Like we say, Paramatma inside us is like one person, but we are different people. But Paramatma inside us is one, like Krishna. Just like that, he is one form which can change. The material body can change, but not the soul or the.
No. No. So first of all, is this interesting thing to know? Did we ever think about this? Huh? Online. Do you find it interesting?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You say yes, even if it is not interesting, you say yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
When we know soul will not change. I mean, soul alage untadani telusu. Body change avutundani anukunnam. But we just now we అంటే ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైంది. Body does not go these changes అంటున్నారు.
Yeah, Bhagavan's body does not go through changes. That's why Avikāra. If it is changing, then it is Vikāra.
Then we are seeing changes now, Prabhuji.
Yeah, and we have seen changes. So how do we understand these two things? These two things are contradictory. Right? So
He himself didn't change. He just chose one body to appear in this material world. That body itself is changing, not him. Is going through these forms.
But even that body, Krishna Avatara, that body also does not change. It is changing but not changing. According to the theory, according to the technicalities, Avikārāya. Technicals have to match, right? For anything to be correct, anything to be verified and accepted, technicals have to be met.
But
If the technicals are not matching, then we don't accept.
మేబీ కృష్ణ మామూలుగా మనం చిన్న పిల్లలుగా ఉన్నప్పుడు మన వేస్ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటాయి కదా ప్రభుజీ, నాలెడ్జ్ లెవెల్ కానీ అన్ని. బట్ కృష్ణకి అవి ఈవెన్ చిన్న బాబుగా ఉన్నప్పుడు కూడా హీ విల్ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీట్ నాలెడ్జ్. మేబీ బికాస్
దట్ ఐ అగ్రీ. కృష్ణ killed Putana at what age? When he was 7 days old. Okay. Krishna lifted Govardhana at what age? When he was 7 years old. So he has these extraordinary powers because he is Bhagavan. But the question is, how do we understand the bodily changes from newborn infant to toddler and then youth, adult, and so on?
Prabhuji, Krishna is in different planetary systems and different levels. He's in different ages. So I think we are just projecting each of those levels at each stage. We are seeing that at different levels. He's always present in each age, at each place at different levels. Yes. So it's just our perception versus Krishna changing.
Yeah. So that means you heard this somewhere in some lecture. Either
yes, Prabhuji.
In my class or some other class,
yes,
you heard this. That's a correct answer. Okay, so this is very interesting phenomena that happens. The body does not change according to Avikārāya, because if the body changes, then everybody will catch hold of Vaishampayana, whoever said Avikārāya, or they will catch hold of Vāsadev and say, yes, here, look here, you told the wrong thing. Krishna's body is changing and you said Avikārāya. That is correct. That is incorrect. You change it. Make a revision, amendment. No, not like that. So, the interesting phenomena is when Krishna is newborn, who was born to Devaki and Vasudeva. A Krishna's body in some planet of spiritual world comes and appears in the present house of Madura. Okay? And then as Krishna starts growing, okay, like 7 days, for example, when he killed Putana, there is a 7 days old boy in a different planet in spiritual world. So that boy comes, that newborn baby goes back to that spiritual world, to the corresponding planet from wherever he came, and the 7-year-old boy, 7 days old boy from a different planet of spiritual world, he comes and kills Putana. So like that, now we cannot even understand this phenomena, right? Yes. We are seeing the same boy constantly. We don't see him disappearing and another person appearing. But this is the ability of Bhagavan. He can do anything.
But wherever Prabhuji,
one second, Sarita. Yes, every day. Not only every day. Actually, it can be multiple times during the day also. Multiple times during the day also. But at the minimum once a day, every day. At the minimum once a day. So a new Krishna comes and the old Krishna goes back. So this is beyond our ability to understand. Right? So Bhagavan's body does not change, but different Krishnas come and appear as that person there. Okay?
ఫ్రమ్ డిఫరెంట్ ప్లానెట్స్ నుంచి వచ్చినా గానీ చేంజ్ అయితే ఉంది కదా ప్రభుజీ. చేంజ్ ఆ ప్లానెట్ నుంచి వచ్చారు, బట్ ఆ ప్లానెట్ లో బాయ్ గా ఐ మీన్ గ్రో అయ్యారు కదా. గ్రో అయిన కృష్ణనే ఇక్కడికి వచ్చారు కదా.
అక్కడ గ్రో అవ్వలేదు. దట్ కృష్ణ ఇన్ ప్లానెట్ నెంబర్ 7. Krishna is always 7 days old. He never grows. He never grows. And in planet number 8, Krishna is always 8 days old. He never grows.
Okay, that boy will come when 8 years old here.
Yes.
Okay.
In one planet, 7.2, Krishna is always 7 years old.
Okay.
He never grows. Why is like that? Because there are many millions of devotees who want to see Krishna lifting Govardhan hill when he was 7 years old. Now Krishna has to reciprocate to these devotees. He has to give darshan as Govardhana Giridhari. And they want to see him as 7 years old boy. That's why in planet number 7.2, Krishna is always 7 years old. He never grows.
Whatever the form you meditate, that one will like give the darshan.
Yes.
So this is the way, like in which age, which rupa we meditate. So according to that, we will do darshan.
Yes. Yeah. So Shamala is asking, whatever form we meditate on Krishna, in that form he will appear in our heart. So is there a connection with this interesting phenomena and this Krishna appearing in our heart in that form? Yes. Because what if somebody is meditating on Damodara Rupam of Krishna. Now Krishna, from that planet where Krishna is 7.5 years old, let's say. So he has to come and sit in our heart from that planet. So like that. It's a very interesting phenomena, very complicated. But this
So
is
Krishna is sending photos, Prabhuji, then?
Yeah, he's sending he's sending clones. He's sending clones. Not just photos, but he has clones, unlimited number of clones. Samanvita, is this interesting? Can you imagine multiple Krishnas, a new Krishna coming every day?
Only in that avataram or now also?
Any avatara. I mean, in Kali Yuga, there is no Yuga avatara. That Yuga avatara in Kali Yuga, it happened already 500 years ago. Venkateshwara is Kali Yuga Daivam, but he does not come in person, right? It's a Swayambhu avatara, Archamurti avatara. But Bhagavan coming as a person is not there. That Swayambhu avatara also in Tirupati, that Archamurti Vigraha, again Avikārāya. The technicals have to match. Have you ever seen Venkateshwara Swami's Vigraham in Tirupati shrinking in size or growing in size? No, right? Technicals have to match. Avikārāya. Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadaika Rupa Rupāya Vishnave Sarvajishnave. Yeah. See, now when this one word comes into your mind, Avikārāya, or whenever you are reciting Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram next time, Avikārāya means all these things have to come into your mind. Like how different Krishnas come into, that yuga and give darshan to different people. So all these wonderful things. Avikārāya.
But Kalki will come in the form of a human, right?
Kalki will come and destroy everybody. Yeah, that is towards the end of Kali Yuga. Yeah. Okay. So let's all recite this shloka one last time. Now is the meaning of each and every word clear to everybody? Okay. Avikārāya, what does it mean? No change. Okay. No material changes. Okay. Avikārāya Śuddhāya, pure. Nityāya,
Eternal.
eternal. Paramatmane, super soul. Avikārāya Śuddhāya Nityāya Paramatmane Sadaika. Yes, they're absolute
True.
truth. Sadaika Rupa Rupāya. Who has a form and no material form. Who has a form, who has one form and also multiple forms. Yeah, Rupa Rupāya. Vishnave, unto Lord Vishnu. Sarva Jishnave, unto that Vishnu who is all victorious, who has Vijayam. Okay. Next Sloka. Next week exam. Okay. No multiple choice.
Audience undru, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Audience undru appudu.
Bunk. What is the reward? Yes. Tirtha Prasadam is the reward. Tirtha Prasadam. Okay, next Shloka. Shloka number 7. Are you all ready? Shri Vaishampayana Uvacha Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa Pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah
Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa Pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah.
Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevābhyabhāṣata.
Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevābhyabhāṣata.
Having heard the Dharma in its entirety and the holy ones in all respects, Yudhishthira again addressed Shantanu. Shantanu means the son of Shantanu Maharaj. The son of Shantanu Maharaj is called Shantanu. Son of Shantanu is called Shantanu. So who is son of Shantanu or who is Shantanu?
Bhishma.
Bhishma Dev is the son of Ganga Devi and Shantanu Maharaj. That's why he is called The father's name is Shantanu. Shantanu Maharaj. He is called Shantanu. So Yudhishthira is asking. Now this is where the actual Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram, the context and the dialogues begin. Until now, these are all Prardhana Slokas. Prardhana Slokas for Vishnu, Prardhana Slokas for Vishwaksena, Vyasadev, and so on. Now the actual Vishnu Sahasranama begins now. Śrutvā. Śrutvā means having heard. What he has heard, who has heard? Yudhishthira has heard. What did he hear? Dharma. Yudhishthira heard about different types of Dharma from Bhishma Dev. Yudhishthira heard about Rajya Dharma, Stri Dharma, Varna Dharma, Kula Dharma, so many things. Sangha Dharma, different types of Dharmas. Dharma basically means law. Okay, law book. There's a law book on how to do the Rajya Paripalana. There is a law book on how to take care of the women, Stri Dharma. There is a law book on how to take care of the society, Sangha Dharma. There is a law book on how to take care of different Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. That is Varna Dharma. So like that, Bhishma Dev has educated Yudhishthira Maharaj about all these dharmas in great detail. Because Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to sit on the throne and rule the kingdom. So he should be educated. Unlike the modern day politicians who are not educated at all, who are fit for nothing. But in the olden days, the kings are called as Raja Rishis. Raja Rishi. Raja means king. Rishi means saint. The kings were saintly kings who were well educated in the Shastra, who were well educated on how to take care of the kingdom, how to rule the kingdom, how to take care of the people, and so on. Yata Raja, Tada Praja. Just like how the king is, the people in the kingdom also will behave the same way. If the king is educated, if the king is following dharma properly, the people of the kingdom also will follow dharma. Okay, so Yudhishthira Maharaj has heard about different dharmas from Bhishma Dev. Śrutvā Dharmān. How many dharmas? Aśeṣeṇa, unlimited number of dharmas. In 5,000 shlokas, Bhishma Dev educated Yudhishthira Maharaj. Mahabharata consists of 125,000 shlokas, 1,25,000 shlokas. Out of which 25,000 is for Yudhishthira Maharaj only, about these different dharmas. So Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa. That means not in the literal sense unlimited, but many points of wisdom. Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa, having heard a lot in great detail from Bhishma Dev. Pavanani cha sarvashaha. Sarvashaha means all, in all respects. Pavanani means purifying. That means all the Vedic knowledge received from Bhishma Dev, it's very beneficial, not only for him, but for the mankind in general. Pavanani, it purifies everybody. Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashata. So Yudhishthira Maharaj has asked Shantanu, who is Bhishma Dev, Punar means again, Abhyasata. Abhyasata means discussed, asked, discussed. Okay. So now you can see the screen for word meaning. Śrutvā, having heard, Dharmān, the dharmas. Dharmān is a plural word in Sanskrit. Dharma is a singular word. Dharmān means plural word. Śrutvā Dharmān, having heard many dharmas. Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa. Aśeṣeṇa means completely, without reminder. There's nothing left for Bhishma Dev to speak. Bhishma Dev spoke everything. It's a complete download. The file is downloaded completely. 1 GB file is downloaded completely. There is nothing else to be downloaded. Aśeṣeṇa. Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa. Pavanani, purifying, sanctifying. Cha, and sarvashaha, in every way, entirety. Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira. Shantanavam, the son of Shantanu, Bhishma Dev. Puna, again. Eva, indeed. Abhyasata, addressed or spoke to. Is this clear to everybody? Now close your eyes and recite the shloka, or look at the text and recite the shloka in your mind and see if you are able to understand the meaning. You all can take a minute or two and look at the text, and as you are reading the shloka, see if you understand the meaning. Don't look at the word for word meaning screen. Look at the other screen. Okay? Now you see if you are able to understand. This is a water break. Okay. Is it easy? Again, somebody turned on their microphone on the phone, or maybe online. That's yours. Okay. Yeah. So, is it clear now when you are reciting this shloka in your mind? Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa Pavanani cha sarvashaha Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashata. Is it clear? Having heard all the different dharmas, there is nothing left for him to hear. There is nothing left for Bhishma Dev to speak. Pavanani cha sarvashaha. All this knowledge is very purifying. Not only Yudhishthira, but all the people in the kingdom. Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhyabhashata. Yudhishthira again asked Bhishma Dev Puna again. Yudhishthira again asked Shantanu Bhishma Dev Abhyasata, addressed. Okay, so this is how your mind map has to be formed. So that next time when you are reciting this shloka, all this meaning has to come into your mind. Then you will be very, very inspired, very motivated to recite Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram. Otherwise, if you are just mechanically reciting, you will not relish it. Okay? So one last time, we'll recite this shloka. Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhyabhashata. Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhyabhashata. Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhyabhashata. Yeah. Okay. Somebody would like to recite? Yes. You have a question? Okay. Before that, let's recite. You recite.
Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. Yudhishthira Shantanavam punarevabhyabhashata.
Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. Yudhishthira Shantanavam punarevabhyabhashata.
Shamla? Louder.
Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. Yudhishthira Shantanavam punarevabhyabhashata.
మీ ఇంట్లో కూడా ఇంతేనా? ఎంత లక్కీ మీ హస్బెండ్. Yeah. Is your mom's voice the same at home also? You must be lucky. I thought you and your dad are lucky. Yes, you are lucky.
Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah.
Yes.
Yudhishthira Shantanavam punarevabhyabhashata.
Yeah. So I always tell this to all the ladies that you recite the shloka just like how you speak in your original voice at home.
That is not how this speaks to us.
Huh?
We are all Avikāra, so we have different things.
Different things. Okay, now somebody else online. Dhanareka.
Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. Yudhishthira Shantanavam punarevabhyabhashata.
Very good. Okay, now Kirtana has a question. Yeah, what's the question?
When we are saying Pavanani cha Sarvashaha, but in the second sloka you said we do not, the aha sound, we do not pronounce it when we are reciting the mantras. But here we are saying Sarvashaha, Yudhishthiraha.
So if that visarga comes at the end of the line, then you pronounce that visarga. Okay. So here, Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah. If that sarvaṣah word comes in the middle, you don't say sarvaṣah. You recite it like sarvaṣah. Yudhishthira, you don't say Yudhishthiraha. Yudhishthira Shantanavam punarevabhyabhashata. Yeah. If it comes in the end, then aha, the visarga has to be pronounced. Okay. Another example. Is there another example like this?
ప్రభుజీ యస్యద్విరద వక్త్రాద్య పారిషద్య అక్కడ కూడా మిడిల్ లో వస్తుంది వక్త్రాద్య.
And Kodharma as well.
Yasyadvirada vaktradhya. We don't say vaktradhyaha. We don't say vaktradhyaha, right? Yasyadvirada vaktradhya parishadhya parashatam vignam nignanti satatam vishvaksenam tamashraye. Gitanjali enti Kodharma shloka kuda daantlo unda.
Yeah, దీంట్లో ఉంది. Ninth one, but Kodharma Dharma
Paramo mataha. Mataha, right? Yeah, paramo mataha. Yes, if it is an ending, then you have to say aha. Yeah, visarga.
Even 15th shloka also.
15th shloka, what is that?
Paramamyo mahatteja paramamyo mahattapaha.
Yeah. Paramamyo mahatteja paramamyo mahattapaha. Yes.
So many after that.
In Namavali there will be so many. Yeah.
We have it in every single sloka almost.
Aprameyo Hrishikesha Padmanabho Maraprabhu. Yeah. We don't say Prabhu. Prabhu. Maraprabhu. Yeah. Yeah. So like this, when we discuss multiple shlokas for the same point, then the point gets bolstered in our brain. We don't forget it. Okay. Okay. Next. Shloka number 8 onwards. Actually, shloka number 8 and 9, Yudhishthira asks 6 questions. These are called Shat Prashni. Shat means 6. Prashni. It's a plural form of Prashna. Shat Prashni. The 6 questions asked by Yudhishthira to Bhishma Deva. What are those 6 questions? You can look at the screen. Who is the supreme God? Who is the highest refugee or shelter? Whom should we praise? Whom should we worship? What is the highest dharma? What japa gives liberation? These are the 6 questions that Yudhishthira asks in shloka number 8 and 9. Shloka number 8 and 9, 6 questions are asked. Shloka number 8, 4 questions. And shloka number 9, 2 questions. Okay, so together 6 questions. Shat Prashni. And then Bhishma Deva answers these questions in the next 6 shlokas. Starting from 10th. Starting from 10th shloka, Sri Bhishma Uvacha. About 6 shlokas, he answers these 6 questions. Okay. So, who is Supreme God? What is the highest refugee? Whom should we praise? Whom should we worship? What is the highest dharma? What japa gives liberation? Kime Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha Kimekam Daivatam Loke Kim Vapyekam Parayanam
Kimekam Daivatam Loke Kim Vapyekam Parayanam
Stuvanta Kam Kamarchanta Prapnuyurmanava Shubham. What happened?
Can you break it into small words?
Oh, small words, huh? Okay. Kimekam Daivatam Loke
Kimekam Daivatam Loke
Kim Vapyekam Parayanam
Kim Vapyekam Parayanam
Stuvanta Kam Kamarchanta Prapnuyur Manavashubham. Kimekam Daivatam Loke Kim Vapyekam Parayanam Stuvanta Kam Kamarchanta Prapnuyur Manavashubham. Oh grandsire. Grandsire means the grandfather. Okay. Bhishma Dev. Yudhishthira is asking Bhishma Dev, who is the one supreme deity in this world? What is the one ultimate refuge? By praising whom and worshipping whom do human beings attain auspiciousness and the highest good? These are the 4 questions. Supreme, who is the supreme? What is the ultimate refuge? By praising whom and by worshipping whom one attains all auspiciousness. Okay, 4 questions. We'll read the next shloka also and then discuss the meaning in detail. Okay, shloka number 8, the second part of Yudhishthira's question. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavata paramo mataha kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavata paramo mataha kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. Which dharma do you consider to be the supreme of all dharma? That is 5th question. Okay, 6th question. By chanting what a creature, a jiva, is freed from the bondage of birth and death? That is the 6th question. In simple words, who is God? What is the goal? What should we chant? Who should we worship? What is the dharma? And by chanting what, one gets the liberation. Okay, 6 questions. So in Vedic tradition, question is more important than answer. Because without answer, not only in Vedic tradition, even in material tradition, in material world also, a question is more important than answer. Why? Samanvita? Is question important or answer important? Question. Why? Huh? I didn't understand.
With the question you can get the answer.
With a question you can get the answer. Okay, that means, in other words, without question there is no answer, right? If you don't ask, then there is no answer. You don't get anything. So this tradition of asking questions is very, very important, and we see this in every scripture. Bhagavad Gita. How did Bhagavad Gita start? It started with question. Arjuna asked, now what is the right thing for me to do? What should I do? I am unable to fight. I am unable to make a decision whether to fight or not. What is the right thing for me to do? And in Bhagavatam, when Parishit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days, Parishit Maharaj went to Shuka Mahamuni and asked, what is my duty in these 7 days? What should I do? What is the right thing for me to do before I die? It's a question. And then how did Ramayana begin? Ramayana. Valmiki asked Narada Muni, Yavadunnadi lokamlo. Remember that song? That beautiful song. Narada Muni asks Valmiki asks Narada Muni to tell about that person who is the most beautiful, most handsome, who is the most powerful in terms of strength, who is the most virtuous, gunavan, who is the most controlled person, who has controlled his anger and the desires, everything. So who is such person? Is there anybody? Is there anybody available on this planet Earth? There's a beautiful shloka in Ramayana. Konasvin sampratam loke kasya viryavan, and so on. I don't remember the entire shloka, but it starts with Konasvin sampratam loke kasya viryavan, and so on. So Valmiki,
No problem. Sorry.
తెలుసా మీకు?
No, Prabhuji. Sorry. Bhagavad Gita, one more shloka is there. Tadviddena pariprashnena.
In Bhagavad Gita also we have this tradition that Krishna himself tells the process of learning the spiritual knowledge. What is the process? A disciple has to approach a guru and do some service, offer pranam, obeisances to the guru, and ask questions. Pariprashna. Ask questions. Because if a disciple doesn't ask any question, the guru will not say anything. Right? So it all begins with question. And Yaksha Prashna, we have the most famous 125 questions asked by a demon called Yaksha to Yudhishthira. Now Yudhishthira is asking questions to Bhishma Dev here. But before that, when Pandavas were in exile, one day the Pandavas went to a river to fetch some water, and then as soon as they touched the water, a demon called Yaksha appeared, and Yaksha asked questions. And Yudhishthira answers all those 125 questions. So it's all started with questions. And that Yaksha Yudhishthira Samvadam is one of the greatest conversations in the history. It's one of the 5 greatest gems, the Pancharatna, in the Mahabharata. So we can learn so many life lessons from that conversation between Yaksha and Yudhishthira. So it all started with question. All the scriptures, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, Yaksha Prashna, everything starts with question. Like that, here also. It started with question. That same Krishna who asked everybody to follow this process of pariprashna, tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Krishna has given this method of asking questions and learning the knowledge. That same Krishna who gave this process, he asked questions to Yashodamma. Just like how children ask too many questions, right? Krishna used to ask too many questions to Yashodamma. One day, Krishna felt like drinking milk. So Krishna asked Yashodamma for a glass. Yashodamma says, why do you need a glass now? Krishna says, I want to drink milk. Yashodamma says, no, there is no milk in the home now. When will we get milk? When it becomes dark. When it is the night time, then you'll get milk. Then Krishna asks, what is night? Yashodamma says, when it is dark, it is night. Then Krishna, he closes his eyes and he says, yes, it is dark, it is night. Give me milk now. See how many questions he asked. Just for drinking milk, he asked 20 questions. Why there is no milk in the house? Why can't I get glass now? What is night? What is dark? So many questions he asked just for drinking milk. Now to learn about spiritual knowledge, how many questions should we ask? We should ask thousands of questions. So there is a Brahma Sutra. There is a Brahma Sutra that is called Atato Brahma Jignasa. This process of asking questions is called Jignasa. Jignasa means inquiry. Inquiry of not normal topics. It's not an inquiry of how Tesla stock is doing. It's not an inquiry of how much is Tesla Model X. It's not an inquiry of what's the gold price today. Okay, but it is Brahma Jignasa. Inquiry into the absolute truth. Inquiry into the higher topics. Inquiry into the transcendental topics. Atato Brahma Jignasa. This is a Brahma Sutra. It's a coded word. It's a coded instruction. So what does it mean? Atato means therefore. Thus you inquire. Now what does that mean? Therefore you inquire. What is before therefore? Because we have?
Because we are suffering so much in the material world.
Because we are suffering in the material world, you ask, why am I suffering? But the correct answer is, because we have this human body, because we have this human birth, the precious human birth. That's why you ask. Now, animal, dog and cat, can they come to the class like this and then can they ask, why am I suffering? Why am I getting teased and troubled by other dogs? Why am I getting born and dying? Why am I going through this janma mrityu jara vyadi? A dog cannot ask these questions. Because you got a human birth, thus you inquire. Atato brahma jignasa. Atato means therefore, thus, hence. So we need to understand what is there before therefore. What is there before therefore? What is there before therefore? You have taken human birth. Therefore, you inquire. Okay, so you have to understand what is there before therefore. Right? Atato brahma jignasa. So we have to ask. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks 18 questions. Throughout entire Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters. It's not like one question per chapter, but in summary, Arjuna asks 18 questions to Krishna. Arjuna asks questions like, what is karma? What is Brahman? What is Parabrahman? All these things. Now we all understand the process of karma. You do something good, you will enjoy the benefits of it. You do something bad, you will suffer from the sinful reactions. The question is not to ask what is good karma, what is bad karma. The correct question to ask is, how did this karma cycle began in the very first place? That should be our question. What is the source of my appearance? What is the source of this entire creation? Who created me? How did the karma cycle began in the very first place? So these are the questions to be asked, intelligent questions. Then we will get transcendental answers that will help us go to the transcendental world, spiritual world. So what Yudhishthira is asking here, these are all inquiry into the absolute truth. These are all questions of higher realm, not material questions. Because whatever related to material world, he has already heard from Bhishma Dev. In 25,000 Slokas, Bhishma Dev has already educated Yudhishthira Maharaj. Sri Dharma, Kula Dharma, Varna Dharma, Sangha Dharma, Rajya Dharma, and so on. Śrutvā Dharmān Aśeṣeṇa Pāvanāni ca sarvaṣah Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bāshatah. After hearing all those dharma, Yudhishthira is asking Bhishma Dev about these 6 questions called Shat Prashni. And after hearing these questions, Bhishma Dev starts answering these questions in the form of Namavali. That is the actual Vishnu Sahasra Nāma Stotram. We will try to understand these questions. Now we only listed the questions. We gave a list of questions now. But next week we'll understand the details of these questions, and then actual Namavali will start. Okay, now there is a Bhoga offering that's going to start, and then after that there will be Arati. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you,
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.